Laois hand the championship debut to Paul Cotter at cornerback, while John O'Loughlin and Brendan Quigley form a strong midfield partnership. Ross Munnelly and Donny Kingston are named in the full forward line. Wicklow have one newcomer to championship action, Mark Lennon at corner forward. Kieran Hyland and Paul McLaughlin are named in the full back line, while John McGrath leads the attack. Rory Finn captains the side from midfield. Niall Donnelly carrying forward. Pass goes astray, but Evan O'Carroll picks it up. Cross now to Cahalan. Off the crossbar, over the bar. Goal chance. Good start to this game. Chance here for Wicklow. Nice pass inside to Paddy Byrne. Off his left-hand side. That's a wonderful score from the corner forward. Teams are level. There's Darren Strong's nice pass inside towards Gary Walsh. Gets away from Hyland. Will he take his point? Oh, nice dummy chance for Walsh. What a beautiful goal. Wonderful score from Gary Walsh. Sold a couple of dummies and buried it. Great goal. John O'Loughlin's ball across. O'Loughlin again. And then here's O'Carroll under a bit of pressure. Does very well, Evan O'Carroll, and that's a lovely point. Here's Paul McLaughlin. And the pass went astray, but McLaughlin picked it up himself. And that's a nice point for the fullback. Wicklow needed it as well. Here's John O'Loughlin. Lots of space and a bit of a blind pass to Ross Munnelly. Munnelly's ball quite wayward as well. Picked up by Niall Donnelly. Nice turn inside from Donnelly. Into Walsh, goal chance again! Over the bar, this time from Gary Walsh. Here's O'Loughlin, seeing an awful lot of ball in this first half. Out to Donny Kingston. And Kingston gets his first point from play. Here's Ross Munnelly. Nice pass inside. It's opening up for O'Loughlin. And O'Loughlin taps it over. And Laois lead by 6. Here's Damien O'Connor. That's a bit of a loose one. Picked up by Mark Lennon. John McGrath, nobody's in goal, but McGrath takes his point. 2 points between them. Wicklow really making a fist of this. Patrick O'Connor towards his captain Finn. Gaffney. Here's Anto McLaughlin. Strikes this one well, and there's only one score between them. It's a nice vantage point and a nice evening to watch your match. But there's a mistake here, picked up by O'Loughlin. Into the substitute, Rory O'Connor. Oh, that's a wonderful finish by Rory O'Connor. Held his composure well and buried it. Danny Woods. Back to Rory Finn. He's miles out. He's surely not going for a point from there. And Finn's effort has gone over the bar. That's a wonderful score for the captain. All of 55 metres out. Damien O'Connor. The nice diagonal ball in towards the target man, who is Donny Kingston, under pressure. Kingston doing really well and taps it over. Good score after Wicklow had managed 4 points in a row. But Donny Kingston with a good score for Laois, and that's a very poor kick out by Robert Lambert. And there's another chance here for Kingston when you can't give him a chance like that. And yes, the flag is raised. 2 points in 30 seconds for Kingston. Wicklow not out of this. Woods gives it to his cornerback, Aaron Murphy. And Murphy's effort has gone over. 2 points between them. 2 minutes to go. Nice ball. And this is a good bit of movement now then. Here's Evan Keane. Cross to Kingston. And that's it. Surely there's no way back for Wicklow now. Evan Keane did really well picking out Jody Kingston. And he made no mistake. That's it. It's all over in Portlaoise, and the home side have held on thanks to that late goal. Wicklow really put it up to them, but it is Laois who face Dublin in 3 weeks' time. Final score, Laois 3-16, Wicklow 18 points.
First half, we didn't play at all, really. You know, we kind of let ourselves down a small bit in the first half. But half time, we spoke to the lads. We said to them, look, was that good enough? And they all said to a man, no, and come out second half and played the football that I know they could play. You know, and look, at this level, mistakes are gonna cost you, and like it did cost us today.
Came to win the game, won the game, delighted. Tough championship match. We expected a tough game from Wicklow. That's exactly what we got. And we're just delighted to come out at the end of it and move on.
So now we have the line-up for the quarter-finals in Leinster football. Laois will now play Dublin in Nolan Park on the 4th of June. Tickets for that, by the way, go on sale at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning if you're interested, from the usual outlets. Louth will now play Meath the following week, and Offaly take on Westmeath the same weekend. Well, Desi, the game went according to the form, but you were impressed with Wicklow.
Yeah, I was. I thought Wicklow were very impressive. They just kept at it. There was a couple of times they went behind by a few points, but the application of the players, their never say die attitude, and I said Johnny McGee in particular would be delighted with that, because they were very impressive. And only for Johnny O'Loughlin, and even with a couple of minutes to go, about 5 minutes to go, there was only 2 points in that game, and it was only when they moved Donny Kingston in and he got a goal and 2 points very quickly that it ended the game. But certainly some of the scores from Wicklow was very, very impressive. Yeah,
and in a tight game, you have an example of how little things can make a huge difference.
Small margins, Des. You talk about goals. There was 6 or 7 points in at the end of the day, but it could easily have been much closer. I don't think that justified the margin. Here we have a ball going in, and if we look Graham Brody here, he's very quick. He's in, he knows the ball's going dead. Within 3-4 seconds, he's out. He has the ball on the tee. He's not letting Wicklow reset. Wicklow are in a position where they have 5-6 men up front. They have a one-on-one situation, but they're just caught a little bit cold. He hits the kick out to a safe enough space in the field that if it goes wrong, he's okay. Darren Strong goes down the wing, very little pressure on putting the ball in, goes into Gary Walsh. He just uses his power, brushes off 2 defenders, and a fantastic finish. So a goal coming from a smart kick out. When you contrast that to the second half, Robert Lambert, and this is becoming a trend within the game, it's very dangerous, putting a short kick out down the central part of the field. If you lose it, you are in trouble. And they lose it, Rory O'Connor does the rest, back of the net. Fortunately, hit another short one after that and resulted in a point. Yeah. And it's just, you know, again, the same spot, down, and the ball is over the bar, Donny Kingston. So that, to me, you know, it's a 6-7 point swing in a game over small decisions. And I think, you know, the kick-out has evolved and has changed in the game over years, but we're seeing more and more mistakes coming off that really short one, and teams are going to have to be a little bit smarter to get the ball out into safer positions. But I'd agree with Desi. I thought Wicklow put up a brave fight last night. You know, they put up to Meath last year. They were 6 points down twice. They got it back to 2. They kicked some great scores in the second half. Laois, to their credit, finished off. They've done the job they had to do, but you know, they have plenty of room for improvement.
We'll talk more about the Wicklow situation in a while, but if Laois have more room for improvement, where do they need to improve most?
Yeah, in fairness, Laois now qualified to play Dublin in Nolan Park, and Mick Lillis did mention that they might be terrified going to play it, but there was a couple of bad errors. Here's Ross Munnelly kicking the ball in there straight to Wicklow defence, and This was a team that continued out throughout the first half, where they were kicking balls in, and it was hard to distinguish what was their clear game plan, because this was a long, hopeful ball into nothing. There was too much pressure on Donny there, and you see men getting back. I counted in the first half alone that this happened maybe 8 or 9 times. You see the long ball going in, obviously under pressure, and the defence was mopping up there, so they need to kind of get a clear plan of what they're doing with the ball. And I personally think that Donny Kingston, when you do throw him into the full forward line, he's a different man. Again, in defence, they're very sloppy and careless. Like, you don't go through the middle with any team, let alone coming up against Dublin. You see Graham there was caught for overcarrying. Here's a simple ball. Again, you don't go back into the centre. You generally go out through the wings, especially against good teams. And you see that it was intercepted there. Centre forward gets on the end of it, and it was very risky stuff. And this was something that was happening. I think at the end of the game, it was very disappointing to see that the tackling as well was so poor. Loads of men back for Laois and just giving soft frees, and all these soft frees was keeping Wicklow in the game all the time.
All right. What about the other match? We'll talk in general now about going forward, but Laois beating Carlow, and that was expected.
It was expected.